Welcome to Aussie Afterlife podcast. Just so you know that this episode and this video and all the other episodes and possibly anything I've said ever contains explicit language. So not for younger listeners, unless you're an actual cool parent, or for those without a sense of humour. So remember to grab your headphones for the paranormal investigation episodes where you get to listen to some amazing spirit voices that I capture. And added bonus, you also get to listen to my voice super close to your ear. Could be good or bad. Good. Yeah. So buckle up, grab a drink, relax, and enjoy. And welcome to the afterlife. My version anyway. It could be heaven, hell, purgatory. It's probably hell, but what of it? Enjoy. Welcome back to Aussie Afterlife. So this is episode 56 and part 3 of my Campfire Tales with my dear friend Phoebe The Pure Feyness. Google it. She picked it. So anyway, I loved my last intro with talk about Sorrento and the hair, which, by the way, I like it. My hairdresser knows what's up. But yeah, I was thinking, what other funny shit like have I done, you know? And I'm like, have I met me? Like, it doesn't have to be in the last week. So I was just thinking about a few things and just me in general. Like, okay, so do any of you ever have an alter ego, like a name for an alter ego? So if anyone wants to know why I'm called Samio, the Samio is an alter ego that can come out after a couple of gins. And usually the Samio's a menace. Like, it's a menace and you're like, oh, never boring, never, harmful or anything, but just menace. Nothing's ever off the table. Well, some stuff is, but you know what I mean? Like nothing illegal or nothing, like nudity wise or anything like that. But just, you want to know the truth? Ask me. Yeah. No one's ever had bigger balls than the Samio, apparently. But yeah, like, if you want to know a few, some examples, which would be, has anyone ever been inappropriately drunk at a family gathering? Or had a little bit too much to drink at a work do? And then, you don't do anything bad, but you're just kind of like, wow, let's not repeat that next year. But anyway, the reason why I'm saying this is because the Samio, so my alter ego, actually did some good on the weekend. Luckily. But yes, so I had my Christmas party and I observed a guy actually literally trying to roofie someone else. I caught this person, I did the Samio, and I called this person out, which ended up resulting in no one being drugged and the drink being removed. That's another story. But literally I was just like gung-ho, like, like all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so that guy's going to be hopefully charged and the rest of it. So good Samio. Problematic Samio is still just as funny. So, well, still just as much of a legend, I like to think, but just a little bit more, unhinged. Angel, but All right, so when I was 18, okay, so we're going back a little bit longer now. I'm now 37. Yeah, I'm 37. So when I was 18, okay, so you can imagine, fresh Samio. Oh, it's now legal to drink. I've never drank before. So, it was the first grand final weekend and it was my grandfather's birthday. Even that sentence is just not great. But yeah, it was my grandfather's birthday and we were having a grand final party at my dad's place. The whole family were there, and I'm just like, oh, I can legally drink beer now, woohoo, kind of thing, even though clearly it was not my first rodeo. So this is probably like 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So I don't even think the game had started yet. Anyway, there is this notorious photo throughout my family of me hanging off my stepmom like this, and everyone else is like completely stone cold sober. They're all just like, you know, like perfect, like kind of like, it's 2 p.m. on Grand Final Day, Saturday, and they're all underage, or they're all older with, you know, with some decorum. And here am I like hanging off my stepmom, just like, kind of shit. Anywho, so the photo, that's literally what I look like. Everyone else is normal. That's all cool. So the photo, I figured, would have been, you know, just stored away, never to see the light of day again. I was fucking wrong, big time. So a few years back, my last name, which I'm not going to say, but we had this massive family reunion with all of us around basically like Victoria and Adelaide. We all met up, and there was this massive book that was done with like all of us that have, you know, they were all descendants from everyone else. So we get to our family, and that photo is smack bang in the reunion book, which is about this thick, that everybody from my family, and I'm talking descendants, there's hundreds of us, own that photo now. And I'm like this, like, you know, Samio, I feel like that was when she was born. Oh, now she's been immortalised in a reunion book. And then the funniest thing was when I brought this up to my dad, he was like mad at me. He's like, what the f-? And I'm like, I didn't pick the photo. I said, you should have been more. He's just like, and I'm just like, I didn't A, take the photo, B, you asked me to participate, C, did I give that photo to anybody ever? No. I'm like, this is on you, bruv. Yeah. And I think after I pointed it out, I should never point it out, because he's like, look, there's our family. But then when you zoom in, like if you could zoom in, I'm like that's my younger cousin's just like, see, that's one that's funny. Oh, I love that. Because when I die, let's hope that's not too soon, but like this book's going to be handed down, and that face is going to be forever in there. It's like who is this little rock star angel that just, you know, like to get lit at 2 p.m. on Grand Final Day at 18? But yeah. Anyway, Samio, never have I ever. I shouldn't say that though, because that just sounds real bad, that I'm just like real toasted, or, you know, like anything goes. But anything does not go. Like I still want to respect myself. You know, there's actually a lot of things I would not do. But like, you know, if you want to know my true opinion, that's a perfect time to ask me. But yes, there was another time too. I was at a work Christmas party a few years back, and it was like dress up, and I was like, oh, I love dressing up. I'm like, oh yeah, I can show my real personality. Well, the Samio came out that night too. So I dressed up as like from Clockwork Orange. I loved it. I was having the best night of my life. But I was on the reds, right? So we don't drink red wine. I don't drink red wine because I just, woo, like it's just like whatever. So anyway, obviously the costume is white. If those of you who have not seen Clockwork Orange, Google it, watch it. It's awesome. So I was full on in white. Anyway, I started drinking red wine. By the end of the night, so, and they've also got like a walking stick that they use for the prop and all that sort of stuff. So, and in the movie, they're like, singing in the rain, what a wonderful thing. But it's like really got a dark connotation. So I decided at the end just to start singing that and banging my walking stick on the poles outside, exactly like they did in the movie, thinking I looked great when really I was just around a lot of colleagues. Thank fuck they loved me. But yeah, no. And then the next day I woke up, my pants were not white. They were red from red wine. And I was just like, oh, I was literally, it was like covered like as if I'd been like splashed with blood, but it wasn't. It was like not even a good blood color. It was like terrible anyway. So the Samio, she comes out. But I'm proud of myself. I saved the day on the weekend, saved the day, saved someone from hopefully, well, not hopefully getting day, but like hopefully I've saved someone from meeting a horrific end with whatever the hell that dickhead was putting in that drink. So just so you know, going the police, I'm doing all the right things. And yeah, the Samio lives on and she's proud of herself. Yeah. Angel. Anyway, let's kick it off with part 3 of The Pure Feyness, my Campfire Tales with my dear friend Phoebe. Grab a drink, relax, and enjoy. And remember to laugh at me with those sort of stories. And I bet any money, most of you have had a bad, like, you know, accidentally too drunk at like family. You know, I have the good intentions. Enjoy. I've just sent you like a screenshot of what I've written down, and you can't read my fucking hand. And literally, I wrote down what initially, like as in watches, like as in wristwatch, and then dolls, and then there was like a toy man, and stand like on a thing that you pull. There was a tree right back corner, and then bumped off. I love that. I heard that before. I fucking love that bumped off.
Yeah. Oh, when my grandma didn't really swear. Like probably the worst word she said was bugger, but most of the time it was bother.
Oh, she's a better lady than I am. I can tell.
Oh yeah. Although the last story I've picked is literally called The Broken Watch Promise.
All right, let's kick it off.
Okay. You're gonna love this one. Okay, so The Broken Watch Promise. This goes right back to the beginning of 2000. Oh, not really the beginning, but the beginning of the story is right back in 2007. And one of the things I used to love to do was spend the weekends at my grandma's. I know a 17-year-old hanging out with my grandma. We had a very good, I'd ditch on parties with my friends to go and hang out with my grandma. And we were watching a lot of the old shows because she had them all on VHS, like The Extraordinary Sightings, Strange but True Encounters, of course, Unsolved Mysteries. And we were watching all of it. And like she had hundreds of videotapes on this kind of stuff. And I remember we watched this one episode of The Extraordinary where there was a promise that a mother and daughter had made that, you know, whoever died first, they would stop the watch midday on their birthday. And I, of course, turned around to grandma because I was really convinced that I was not going to make it past my 23rd birthday. And so of course, me making this promise with my grandmother who's, in her 70s and me 17 going, yeah, whoever dies first, we'll stop the watch on our birthdays. And, so fast forward, I was taking care of my grandma. I spent almost 2 years with her and I rehabilitated her from death's doorstep to better than what she was 20 years ago. And it gave her a few extra years of life. And, I wouldn't regret that for the world, giving up my whole life to do that. Best thing I ever did. But I had a watch and she loved it. It was a wind-up skeleton watch. And, I'd completely forgotten about this promise thing. And then, of course, when she died, because I knew it was going to happen, but she went out the way she wanted. Like she'd been saying since the 80s when a psychic medium told her that she was going to live to her 90s and she was going to go out like a light in the middle of the night. And that's exactly what she did. Ironically, her last words were, turn on the lights. But yeah, so what was it? I said that I wasn't going to go to work and I ended up getting called in to work. And if it had been any other person, I would have flat out said no. But I went in and I was dealing with members of the RSL, and I had no idea that's what they were. And my grandma, she was a section officer in the Air Force in the 1950s, and granddad was also a comms officer in the Air Force. And turns out the woman who organized all of this actually had met my grandmother and remembered her, even though that was like 20 years prior. But I'd gone into work, and I was dealing with these people, and my watch, I felt like something was scratching me. And what had happened was the pin, the wind-up pin, had snapped. And I was like, what? That's not meant to happen. You know, it's not meant to do that. Like, I've dropped this out of windows. I have run over it with my car. It doesn't do this. And so, yeah. And that was also the first experience I ever had with the post-nasal drip when my watch broke. And it wasn't till, like, I'd gone up to far north Queensland, and I, because I was like, I'm going to need a new watch. And mum goes, well, you gave grandma her last watch. You can have, because the agreement was anything we'd given grandma, we could have back. So I got her watch, and I said, well, I'm going to give her my watch. So I needle nose pliers, wound up my watch. I set it to the right time and completely cut that pin off so it wouldn't damage her skin. I know she's gone, but skin integrity was still very important considering she had crepe paper skin. And I remember at the viewing, I put the watch on myself, and I went, you gave me my first watch. I'm now giving you my last watch. And it wasn't until like almost 2 weeks after the funeral, I was back home, and I just had this strong urge to watch The Extraordinary. Full playlist of it on YouTube. The story came up. I was like, oh my goodness. And interestingly enough, the watch that I had given her, her last watch, it was a replica of a World War II officer's watch. And it was also movement. It did have a battery in it, but it was never meant to actually stop. And it stopped at the exact same time that her funeral was 2 weeks earlier. And so not only did my grandmother remember the broken watch promise, but she literally broke the wind-up pin in my watch to stop it. And then she deliberately stopped her watch 2 weeks after her funeral. And I was just like, Grandma, you've made your point. I now have to go and buy a battery. And I had no idea how expensive watch batteries had gotten. But interestingly, I still do, packed away, have the very first watch that my grandma gave me on my 9th birthday. And I gave her her last watch when she was 91. So, yeah. Do you want to jump back in, Sam?
Yeah, I wrote a bit down for that.
You got so excited when I mentioned the segment of The Extraordinary.
Oh, no, but also the broken watch promise. I've seen this before. I've seen the exact episode that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I actually think, and that immediately popped into my head.
Yeah.
That it was
See
kind
the
of like,
woman with
oh,
the
let's
phone?
just see if there's, yes, yeah. And it was like, well,
And
let's
it's
just
her
see if there's
husband's
anything.
watch.
Literally, and it actually worked. So was any watch there obviously gold?
No, mine was copper. Mine was brass. Yeah, that was it. Mine was a brass watch, and hers was silver.
Okay. So I got the gold shiny watch, but I also put 1212.
12. See, we were big believers in synchronicity. Hang on.
What was the date and time though that happened? Because I got 1212 and it was personal, grateful, thankful. You were able to give that to her too, like, what she wanted for when she passed away, the RSL Army. I said Special Forces, but I said the connection was made with the watch. So time is a key factor as well.
Oh yeah. My grandma was the first person to teach me how to read time.
Time's a key factor with everything.
Yeah.
Kind of like timing, things will happen when it's meant to happen.
I
So
actually,
time is a very massive
oh,
thing. Yeah.
yeah. The watch she taught wasn't a watch; it was a clock that she taught me to read time on. With it was square, but it had round in it, had gold handle, like gold arms on it, but it also had like this two-tone gold striping thing on it.
Okay. Yeah,
And
there's something shining about it. Like there's something like, or a time is shining, like something is like really prominent. Gold is like priceless kind of stuff. Like the gold, whether it's actual gold or not, but like something about the actual symbolism of this is like priceless.
yeah,
And
like
time.
I'm never gonna forget that clock. Actually, 1212 might actually sound right because so me being a young kid that I used to like I've spent most of my whole life with my grandmother. Uh so yeah, I used to spend a lot of time with her, especially when mum and the sperm donor were working. And of course, this gives you an idea just how young I was. Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Loved it. And I kept asking grandma around lunchtime, is Sesame Street on yet? And that's how grandma taught me to tell the time, was to work out when 3 o'clock was. So a few minutes before 3 o'clock, I can turn around and go, hey, grandma, can you put ABC on so I can watch Sesame Street? And I think it was probably only about three or so when she taught me the time. And then I think by the time I was about 5, I could read 24-hour time because she just kept teaching me the time because she knew that it was important for me to learn the time. And, and then by my ninth birthday, I think she was a bit annoyed that no one had gotten me a watch because I could tell the time really, really well. And so she got me this. Actually, it was a gold watch. Gold watch. Now I remember. Gold watch with a black face.
There you go. I was gonna say there's a gold watch and 1212 is massively, whether it's the date or the time, but it's really prominent. The
Yeah.
gold watch was the first thing that came to my head. It was quite small, like the actual watch face is
Yes.
small.
It was only about, it was about the size of a 10-cent
But
piece.
the actual was the band kind of like that barred elastic kind of gold as well?
No,
What was
no, no. It was, no, but my grandma did have one of those when I was younger, like really little. I remember
those
that.
the stretchy things, like the one.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. My grandma did have one like that, but mine was a black leather band with a gold buckle.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Um, Yeah, and I remember the first time I got a scratch on it, I cried. And yeah,
Oh, you made
so
up for it, don't worry about that.
pardon?
You made up
Oh,
for it.
yeah,
Not that was even an
um,
issue anyway, but yeah.
yeah, but I've still got it, and I literally wore that religiously. I took it to the UK with me when we moved over when I was a kid. I wore that over there. I wore it the whole time. I also I remember the first summer back in Australia, I forgot just how hot it had gotten, and I'd sweated, and you could smell it from the other side of the room. And mum's like, "Just go and put a drop or 2 of, some of my essential oils on it," and of course, I grabbed lemon myrtle. I've always been obsessed with lemon myrtle. I accidentally put too much on, and I actually stained my wrist yellow. It looked like I had this section of jaundice. Um, but
Just a tiny bit of liver spot, just this little bit, yeah.
yeah, this is a little bit. And the reason why because I'd still be wearing it now, but the only reason I don't wear it because when I was 17, I took it to one of those really fancy jewelers on Sturt Street.
Mm.
Actually, Thomas.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the Thomas Jewelers, and I took it in there and I paid a fair chunk because I'd saved up because I wanted to get a really, really nice band for it. And they actually broke the watch where the pin goes in for the band, and they refused to take any responsibility for it.
The hell?
Yeah,
But, but
I know. So for a while
what
there,
kind of band were you wanting to get though?
so my I got this nice. It was a black leather band. Normally I like smooth leather, but I went for, sort of like the I like to call it scaly because it's got all those little
Yeah.
bumps. It's kind of like,
Mm.
and I spent like $50, $60 on it. Like that was a lot of money for me as a
Oh,
17-year-old.
hell yeah. Mm.
And just like they'd broken it, so it like they'd taken a little chunk out of where the pin sticks in. So with that little bit of pressure, just pop straight out because they've gone, here we go. I've put it on, walked out the shop, and it's fallen off. And I walked back in, and they went, "Oh, you've left the shop. It's not our responsibility."
You done
Oh,
fucked up by accidentally dropping it, even though it wasn't accidental, and then they fucked up.
yeah. And then they just did the whole thing, we'll call the police. And like 17-year-old man's like, I've done
It's like
nothing wrong.
time. There we go. Time is a key factor. 12,
Yeah,
12, like fucking what of it? Like it's not even like the wearing of the watch; it's the watch as a symbolism. But like, what a joke!
yeah. And but so thankfully it was the side where the long strip was. So with the side that had the buckle on it, I actually used to pin that to me and use it as a nurse's watch for quite some time.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Yeah,
that. I think don't remember. I reckon I might have remember that actually.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I did that quite a bit because like it happened when I was 17. We met when I was 18, and I've still got it. It's just tucked away in a very, very safe place that I can't remember. But it like AKA it's in the big massive storage shed.
It's
We have
not
this
lost. Time is a
it's in a,
key factor. You'll find it in time.
yes, but yeah, so yeah, the fact that you brought up watch in the last story, I'm like, wow, that
But 12, 12. Just
12,
think
12.
about whether there's like a birth date or a birth time or a it's a significant time though, 12, 12. So whether it's midnight or but then again 24-hour time it would not be midnight, it would be midday.
No.
12, 12.
Yeah,
Yeah, I kept getting 12, 12, but then the 3 plus 3, there'd be something.
yeah.
Yeah, there's something about 12, 12. I don't know.
Yeah, because like
But yeah,
grandma and I
time is a
were
key
very,
factor. Time is a key
yeah.
factor. Something about that that's really, I don't know.
But you brought up 3-3, didn't you?
Yeah, just then, yeah, because you do
I got
1 plus 2 is 3, 3. So
I got 33 years with my grandmother. No one else got 33 years with her.
yes, just happy you're getting it.
Yeah,
She's really proud, smiling, like right now, like woo.
yeah.
Like she get like a massive kick out of this. Like she was thinking it's hilarious.
Oh yeah, yeah. She would. She's very good at showing up at work.
She's like, well, what else am I going to do? Like, of course.
Yeah,
Gold watch shining, shining, shining. Grateful,
yeah.
thankful. And she's so grateful for everything you've done. She'll always be there. But time is a
Oh
key
yeah,
factor. So time is a key factor. Massive. So 12, 12, so 33. Yeah. There's like a whole heap of things with numbers too. So
yeah,
your watch and your clock. Oh, actually, no, yeah. Look at your whenever you randomly like maybe look at your phone, see what
yeah,
time it is.
yeah.
It'd be
Yeah, no,
interesting because
I
like
quite often
I always pick up my finger. It's like 11, 11 all every fucking day, 11, 11 constantly. I wonder if like maybe 12, 12 is something or
yeah,
yeah, it means
yeah,
something. It'd be interesting to like Google it and see what that means, like spirituality wise. 12, 12.
yeah, yeah,
There's like a part change in your life or something's going to happen that's good. Like there's like a moving on for something 3, 3, but it's like uneven, but it's good because you like
mm,
odd numbers rather than even numbers, yeah.
yes.
Yes.
But
So that's what I feel like it's like odd numbers rather than even numbers. And 12, 12 is like too even though they're not, they kind of are, well, they're even numbers, but
yeah,
3, 3. Yeah, 33. So 3, 3. Is 3 one of your favorite numbers?
13.
All right. Cool. So 3. All right. Interesting. But interesting to go and Google it and see like what, like the vibe of that and what's going on right now with spirituality and those numbers, because numbers are a massive thing, especially with
Oh,
change,
yeah.
life changes and all
Oh,
this
yeah.
sort of stuff.
Yeah, and as I said, Grandma and I, we were very big in synchronicities.
Yeah, and that's what she'd be trying to communicate to you through as well. Kind of like, hang on, we'll get this, like, kind of, or if you were worried about something, to be like, time is a key factor. Might not be right now, but it will be right. Like, there's something. Go
Yeah.
just have a look and just see. I feel like if I do it for you, it's not. She wants you to find out.
Hang on. Good thing about having multiple screens.
Just good. Yeah, it's like there's something that be unraveling, or like something you're waiting for will happen. But time is a key factor that always has to be with time.
Okay, so I've literally typed in what is 1212, and the first thing that came up is angel numbers.
Okay.
Significant a divine nudge for personal growth, spiritual awakening and alignment with your true purpose, encouraging trust and in your intuition and positive thoughts as you approach new beginnings and a balanced life.
Challenge. Okay, there you go. Challenge. But yes, hence 3-3. Like, it's synchronicities, even balance.
It
Trust in
continues
the
on.
process. Trust in the process.
Yeah, and it
Trust in
goes.
time.
Yeah, it goes.
Trust in time.
It's a message from your spirit guides to say grounded, embrace the journey, and make bold steps towards aspirations, often pointing towards significant life transformation and harmonious connections. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Go, Grandma.
And granddad too.
Oh, hell yeah. That's why, yeah, like, they'd both be like, they're probably polar opposites, but they're even. Like, I think
Yeah.
you've been looking for possibly, what's the word? Not stability, but, and obviously of recent things, you've gotten that. You've got a lot of answers for a lot of things in your life.
Yeah.
So now is the time for growth because you've got the understanding behind it. So
Yeah.
time is a key factor. Timing is everything.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant to happen until now, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Because what was really interesting, because when I first started getting diagnosed for ADHD, it's the first time I paid like almost $1,000 for the first appointment.
Ridiculous.
And oh, tell me about it was just before Grandma died. So I called my grandma up and I was going, "Hey, Grandma, you know how we're both really good at leaving cupboards open, forgetting that they exist until we walk into them?" And she goes, "Yes. Apparently that's part of ADHD." And like literally my mom was terrified of the fact Grandma and I living together because we were the same, but we also weren't. And we would have petty little arguments, kind of like, spring onions versus shallots. And she would pull out the card. She goes, "I'm older than you." I'm like,
You're like,
whatever.
I don't give
How many? Yeah.
potato though. They're like, that's like the even. It's like, what's the difference? It's the
Yeah.
same thing. It's just called a different thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
We used to play pranks on each other, and it didn't matter if it was in public. Because I remember we'd go out to the cafe every Thursday because I wanted to keep her routine going, and she would always get a cup of tea. But when I was younger, she used to have cappuccinos, and I'd be always there going, "Can I have the froth? Can I have the froth?" And she'd be like,
Yeah.
"Fine." And so I, ordered her a baby chino and started ordering her baby chinos when we were having lunch with her friends.
She was like, give me full caffeine.
Yeah. And like, like we used to play little pranks on each other, like all sorts of different things, like even at home. And I think the best one I ever played on her. So my grandma may have taken a few things off of her desk when she left the Air Force, including her big, heavy duty roll of, sticky tape holder, solid metal. You could murder someone. But it's also strong enough for me to actually just grab the tape and just pull it across the other side of the room. So I pulled it across, made sure it was almost eye level with her, and then I cut out a little ghosty, put a little face on it, stuck it to the sticky tape, and right next to where I put the sticky tape, I put a little post note that went, "Look, a ghost caught on tape." So of course, I'd waited till Grandma gotten up to go toilet in the middle of the night, and then I fixed this up when I knew she was sound asleep. She wakes up in the morning. She starts laughing because, she's only just woken up and she's walking to the toilet. She did wet herself, but it was just a
Small price to pay. Small price to pay.
and,
For a
yeah,
good joke.
so she ended up keeping the little ghosty for a little bit had it stuck to, her glass of water and had the little post-it note there. But of course, being on a glass of water because, she had to drink X amount of fluids. But yeah, I was more than happy to clean up the mess. Like,
It was a small price to pay, for
oh yeah,
best
and
prank ever.
she loved it. She thought it was the best thing ever. And that was like, I have planned out on getting a tattoo in memory of my grandparents. So the idea is I'm getting on my right inner forearm, I'm getting international Morse code that says "in loving memory" because Granddad being comms, aka spy in the Air Force.
Oh my God, I did write Special Forces. That's what I wrote down.
Yeah. Well, to give you an idea, when he came back from the Antarctic, he essentially went back into his old job, but as a
Special
civilian.
Forces. Like there was something not because we were talking about the army, and I wrote you said RSL, and I wrote army, and I wrote Special Forces. There's something about that that's different.
Yeah. So he was Air Force, but to give you an idea, he could essentially decode, like literally pen in each hand, 2 different Morse code messages.
Oh, see, numbers are a massive thing with him too. So numbers, hence why Dad loves the time, but they're obviously probably big numbers people. Very good numbers. So you'll always be looking at numbers, dates, ages, what correlates, and time. If you're on your phone, take notice of what fucking time it is, because I guarantee there's probably a lot of synchronicities. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Numbers
So
are a massive sign. Yeah.
Sudokus. Grandma did them all the time.
I can't relate. I can't do it.
I love Sudokus, but yeah. So in loving memory, I'm getting a big blue rose, and because I'm a Dropkick Murphys fan, I'll be getting their names secretly put in there because I've always been very against having names tattooed to me. And then I'm getting a little ghosty there holding her cup of the blue one that had a penguin playing a piano, which I've got, but Mum doesn't know that yet. Holding that, but it's going to have a bit of sticky tape across the head. Yeah. So the ghost on tape, and that'll be my little grandma ghosty. So that's the plan. But that's once when we sort out what's going on with her house. Because
time is a key factor, you'll know when.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm waiting for it to just blow away. It didn't. It almost washed away in the floods, but
not yet.
Not yet, no. No.
Oh, so I love
it. Yeah, although, I think one of the biggest things was with synchronicities is we would literally pick up the phone and call each other at the exact same time.
Yeah, no, there's a bigger link there than just family. Like there's massive soul connection between.
Oh yeah.
3 of you? Oh, hang on, three. Okay, so the 3 of you are like a.
Yeah.
There's so much massive power there, and also spirituality too. With the 3 of you, you guys are really connected. It's like the 3. It's like yeah. Okay. Yeah. Kind of like pinnacle kind of stuff. Like.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. 12, the spiritual guides, positive, 1 + 2, 3. I was 33, the 3 of us.
Yeah, I could just be joining dots, but like at the same time, like these are the things that I've written down prior to, as you were talking before and they're still things that just come through so strongly. Like those numbers are no, like I
Yeah.
wonder if we reconvene at some point and you say, hang on, okay, every time I fucking pick up my goddamn phone, it's 12:12. Or like, or 3:33 p.m. or like three, you know what I mean? Like there'll be some, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but the fact that you've managed to pick up on things from different stories before I've told them.
It's
Like you got
I
Thomas
love it.
Jewelers. Not that
Yeah.
I'm dissing. Yeah, I've never gone back to Thomas Jewelers. Are they still there?
I did write Thomas earlier too.
Yeah. And you said watch in the last
Oh,
story.
oh yeah. I can send you. I'll send you screenshots of what I've written down. And when I
And
circle stuff too, it's like that's what like hits really hard. As you're talking, I'll write it and then I'll circle it, and then later on, and that's when I say this is what I've written. But everything I've written is as you're talking, not on reflection. If that makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. Well, the really funny thing was, The Extraordinary, and considering the fact that I sent you a link to a playlist I'd made that had The Extraordinary, all those shows in it. There's even a documentary in there from 1987, I think it was. It's an Australian one. I still have the VHS tape for that. It's over there in my little thing. But my granddad actually taped that for grandma. But it's on YouTube now, so I'm not going to, I'll leave the
You can keep
VHS.
yeah, yeah. They could be
But
like
it's,
chewed up in something and be like, oh fuck.
yeah. But yeah, so like there's this whole correlation of different things. Like I've even got some of my grandma's old cameras. Like my grandma wasn't big on photography, but I've got a
After you
lot of
capture time and moments, so capture time
yeah,
and moments. We yeah. Yes.
yeah.
Capture time and
Um,
moments. Is there an Annie anywhere?
my mum's middle name is Anne.
Okay.
Ann, no E, just Anne.
Yeah, I could get an Annie, like
Mm.
ANNIE, but I don't know. Oh, okay. Whatever. I'm not sure. Like I just write stuff down as it
Uh,
pops
Well,
in.
you, you
Yeah.
you know my mum anyway, so
Oh well, I don't know your mum that well. Like I think I've worked with her a couple of shifts, but I don't know her middle name
you do
or
now.
anything like that. Like I don't know. Yeah, I've only worked with her a little bit, like very, very
Well,
tiny.
well, here's a little fun little thing for you. Okay, so we've got that was my granddad's name. My grandma's maiden name is Matthews. So you've got the Matthews clans up
Yeah.
in Scotland.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're from a Highlanders up near Glencoe. They had they've got Castlefordale now, but they had another castle, and the Matthews overthrew that and then burnt it down because they didn't want them having a castle. But through genealogy, my grandmother predate the internet, microfiche days, back in the 80s, managed to track down that she was a direct descendant of the Matthews that overthrew the castle, and granddad was a descendant of the from that castle.
So all
Yeah.
intertwined. Oh, it's wild.
Yeah, like talking about pranks and stuff, we've always played pranks on each other because
Yeah. Let's
talking
just
about
like
the
mentally and like genetically fuck each other up. Like, you know.
yeah, yeah. Well, what was it? Because of course the whole porcelain doll and dolls came from the Let Me Out doll from that segment from The Extraordinary. So you've never heard of the Let Me Out doll? It's that wooden gypsy doll.
Don't think so, actually.
Oh, I'll send you a photo once when we're done.
Yeah.
I was terrified of that. And then, of course, that went on to porcelain dolls as well. So, of course, my grandma, who loved op shops, kept buying porcelain dolls. And
I've written dolls down multiple times.
yeah, I think she had like 20 something porcelain dolls that she put up in the bedroom that I used to stay in when she lived up at Linton.
Hence why you're
But
scared of them.
yeah, but I'm not scared of them anymore.
You slowly like it's like why they're looking at me.
Yeah. Well, that's like I remember house sitting when my grandma flew up because her sister, who I'd never met, Edith, um, was in hospital. Everyone, like, she was one of these people that would end up in hospital and they'd be like, "This is the end, say your goodbyes," and the next day she's ready to be discharged.
Just keeps.
And so, but grandma and Edith, because it went Edith and my grandma in the chain of sisters, uh, they stopped talking donkeys years ago. And essentially my mum turned around and went, "Maybe you should go up and see Edith." And grandma's like, "Oh no, she'll be discharged in a few days." And
Oh,
my m I remember my mum, she came home after that, and she had this gorgeous framed photo of my granddad when he was about 21 up above the bed, and next to that was her golden key from the university. And because, like, the first time that ever fell down, it was both of them. There was no way known that they could have fallen and landed at the end of the bed. Was when my mum came home. She had a really shit day at uni, and she goes, "Right, that's it, I quit." Opens up the bedroom door and sees them both sat there. She goes, "Right, I don't quit." Um, but yeah, granddad, he had fallen down and he was sat at the foot of the bed, like at the end of the bed, just just staring straight up at her. And she goes, "Okay, I'm going to book plane tickets." So book tickets for the next flight out first thing in the morning. Unfortunately, Edith did pass while my grandmother was flying up there. But she ended up staying. I think there was Yeah, I think there was, what she didn't really come back after that. She ended up moving back up to far North Queensland, and we moved all her stuff for her, which, broke my heart because she was my best friend, and she moved to the other side of the country when I was 17, just when I needed her. But I was house sitting, and the first thing I did was as soon as she left, I went into that bed, literally just blanket over the porcelain dolls, wrapped them up, and then locked them in granddad's trunk from the Air Force.
they have fun getting out now. I was like,
Yeah, but, like, the thing is, I'm not scared of them, like, I'm just not scared of them anymore. They don't faze me,
yeah,
and that's happened
when you're young, like the unknown, you're like, why is this freaking me out? But like now you're like more in tune with stuff. You're probably not as frightened by things that, yeah,
Yeah,
it's probably
but,
normal. Yeah.
it was more a case of that fear sort of more or less disappeared because my it's really interesting because I have this most amazing, wonderful partner, and, yeah, like, when we first met, I couldn't even stand on a chair without freaking out because I was that scared of heights. Now, you know, I when we first moved into this place, we've got a mulberry bush, massive thing, and it was fruiting, and I was like, "We can't get to the fruit at the top." I went and bought a ladder, and I literally brought it home, set it up, climbed up the ladder, and then, of course, so but a lot of my fears have dissolved since we've been together, and one of them was the porcelain dolls. Because
That stability and that feeling of safeness. So
Yeah.
help face a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because like, I remember, because uh, what was it? First time she realized I was scared of them was essentially she got handed one, and I ran for the lick of my life. And when she sort of clued on, she made it quite clear that it was not in my line of sight. But now I'm just not scared of them. They don't faze me. And, like, that was before grandma died and now after she's died. But interestingly enough, with my grandma being a green witch, she could grow tomatoes without even trying through the cracks in the concrete of her driveway.
That's what, oh, I can't
Mm.
do anything. I just kill stuff by accident.
Yeah, I was the same. And now I don't know what it is. Maybe grandma's out there growing my veggies for me, or she's just downloading all this information into my head, but I feel like I've inherited her green witch.
Love it. I think it was
Yeah,
that time is a key factor.
yeah, you know?
This thing will kick us out in less than a minute 40.
Yeah. Well, I'll, let you go because 'cause I've gotta be up at 5 in the morning.
I've got to get up as well. But no, this has been friggin' awesome. And I just want to say a
Yeah.
massive thank you. This is probably gonna be like multiple fucking episodes, by the way. Thank you
Yeah,
so
there was
much, though. I've loved this. It's been such an awesome conversation.
Oh yeah, and there's still so much more. So maybe maybe in a few seasons we'll do some more.
Oh, hell yeah. Anytime.
Okay.
Well, thank you again so much, Phoebe, my pure Feyness. But of course, you're one of my forever special, amazing friends. So I thank you so much for sharing very incredibly personal stories with me and also allowing me to connect with some of your family and really connect with you on a different level spiritually, which has been awesome. And I'm sure, well, it hasn't been the last time, but yeah, it won't be the last time. And you're welcome back at any time. So thank you for taking the campfire and the microphone. And sorry that I kind of cut in a few times. A lot of times I just get so excited and want to say stuff. I don't mean to be rude, but yeah, things were coming in so much. I was just like, I gotta say this, yeah. So I'm working on it. But yeah, but I hope you guys have enjoyed the the series of the 3 episodes of the Campfire Tales with my very good friend Phoebe. But if you would like to feature on my podcast, Aussie Afterlife, please email me at aussieafterlife@outlook.com or hit me up via my Instagram, Aussie Afterlife. I'm also on TikTok, YouTube, whatever. Just whatever you want to do. DM me. Just don't send any fucking dick pics. I won't be impressed. But yeah. Sorry, I could not end this episode on a Sammy-O moment. But no, thank you guys. I love the fact everyone's listening and everyone that's like continued to listen and all my support and everything like that. So please keep your eye out for my merch that's coming up. But yeah, thank you. But I'm also thinking of some other cool, different ideas for some other episodes. And I know some people have sent me some written stories, which I know they're there in the background. Do not, I have not forgotten. So if anyone wants to send me anything written as well, where I can retell, I might have to have them as bonus episodes, I think, at this point. So, but thank you all for your support. And I hope you enjoy the episode. Be safe, okay? Have a good week. Goodbye.